Welcome back, everybody.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Um,
I wish I knew the actual reference to that. I just know that Michael Scott did it as a joke at a conference that one time in The Office. But he was referencing something. I think it's from a movie. I don't know what I'm talking about.
okay. Anyways, hello. Welcome back to another episode. Was interrupted.
Hello.
How's everybody's Friday going? I guess it's still kind of early if you listen to this on time. Oh my. Okay. Excuse you.
How's it going, guys? We're good. Honestly, God, the days are just starting to blend together. Because right now I'm really just busy all day at work. So time is just really going.
Nah, I was going to say the opposite. This week has been so dreadful. It's going by so slow for me.
No, this week has gone by quick, honestly. I just realized it was Thursday not too long ago. I was happy.
I've been wanting it to be Friday since Tuesday.
When was Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tracks.
For me, it's going by so slow. Like I'm really noticing the days. Then it just like you're just going about your day, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, it's Friday. Great. No, I've been counting down the days since the week started till the weekend. You get 4-day weekend next weekend, so that's fun.
We do indeed. We're not doing shit, but we do.
Yeah, maybe
Probably just do some housework, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be sunny out. Just get a little tan out there.
Yeah, get tan, spray down the outside of the house. Dude, we found these nasty, massive fucking spiders. Like proper spiders.
Yeah, they're gross.
Oh my god. I'm not talking daddy long legs. I'm not talking about those little spiders you'll see here and there. I'm talking about a full, like, maybe the size of my palm type spider. It was a bit smaller, but it was, you know what I'm saying. It was a real ass spider, and it was hanging right above, like, our garbage cans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Initially, that's where we found it. But at first, we found it, and it was, like, kind of, like, what's the word? Scrunched up in a ball, yeah. And it was hanging when we noticed. So we thought it was some kind of bug. And we're like, okay, well, it's not moving. And then later on that day, or that night, I went to take out Sky for potty. And this motherfucker had its legs sprawled out. Like it was fully just walking its web up there, going back and forth. And I was like, oh my God. So I called her outside. I'm like, bro, that's a real ass spider. That was a real life, big ass spider. And it hung there for what? About 24 hours, maybe? It was up there.
I think it was. I mean, it was up there for at least like two days, 3 days. Yeah. It wasn't until I think yesterday that we just couldn't find it anymore. But it was there for a bit.
Yesterday we lost it.
It might have been there for longer. We just didn't notice it until recently that there was something hanging up there.
No, I noticed it immediately. I just thought it was a bug, but that was maybe like 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, and then it was gone yesterday. But yeah, that very first day though, when we noticed it, when I was coming back into walk, or coming back from walking Sky, I noticed this other proper massive spider on like just next to the door, lower to like where my legs were. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna kill me. And then I walked inside. I pointed her to come back outside, and I was like, dude, there's another fucking spider. We got two of them things. And then that one disappeared quick.
Yeah. That one's the more common one, though. That one we see a lot more around here. The one that was like higher up, that was crunched, that was the first time seeing that kind of spider.
Yeah, that was like black and maybe some specks of yellow here and there. It was...
Yeah, that did not look... At least the rule for frogs, if it's spotted, it's poisonous. I don't know if that applies to spiders.
I don't know anything about spiders.
But
I hate them.
It definitely didn't look friendly.
I know Spider-Man.
I'm sure you do.
Radioactive. And
I don't really think those are common to find a Spider-Man spider.
I don't know if there's like a specific spider that they modeled the Spider-Man spider after. They just kind of say, oh, it's a radioactive spider. And then go from there.
I feel like I remember seeing something because I looked it up one time. We were talking about it. I'm like, what kind of spider is Spider Man? And I looked it up, and there's like, it's not exactly the spider, but obviously,
Oh,
but there is like a type of
oh,
spider that I think they kind of base it off of.
huh. I never looked into that. I just thought it's just a random spider that just happens to be radioactive. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that happened.
A lot of
It's gone
bugs,
now.
a lot of bugs and things are starting to come out now that we're in like summer and
Yeah.
heat.
She just told me about a snake yesterday.
Yeah, that was not fun.
What the fuck?
There was it was a little slithering boy while I was taking Sky to go potty again. Excuse me. We were just walking down the path, and then all of a sudden, to the corner of my left eye, I see something wiggling in the grass, and I just saw it was a big long. Say a big.
It wasn't my penis. It sure wasn't that,
It
because
was.
big and long are the wrong description words.
Wasn't even finished. I was gonna say a big long black thing, but
Oh, that's not even close.
yeah, there is a snake. After doing some research in the Facebook group chats, because that is where I resort to for all things that I find, because
Not
it's
Google.
definitely
Facebook.
yeah, because everybody and their mother just like as soon as they see something, they'll take a picture of it, post it on the Aviano page, and be like, "Hey, what's this?"
That is
So
true.
I knew right away, you know what? Let me just take it to the page, see what's going on. And then after scrolling for a bit, it seems to be just a snake that everybody finds in their gardens. It's like a rat snake. People said like they're friendly. They eat insects and rats and things, so just leave it alone.
Yeah, I had no fears when you told me you found a snake, because I was like, oh, more than likely it's one of them like garden snake, rat snake things.
Yeah, well, because it looked like in like your elementary school, like did you ever like when you're out there in recess, you ever find like snakes that are just kind of like along the fences and stuff?
No, but there would be a bunch. That one house, that one time I had a backyard.
Well, yeah, those are the more common. It's just like a black garden snake, but also I think black snakes aren't. If it's black, like it's fine, just
Yeah.
leave it alone. But I do
But
know.
one thing I did think about was when you said black, I was like, that could kind of be confused for a indigo, and I know that indigo snakes slash what was the name, cottonmouth,
Yeah,
them bitches will kill you on sight.
no, it was
Venom is crazy.
definitely um just a little random snake. But I know that people have posted and actually have gotten bit. Of like if you're just hiking and going about trails during the summertime, a lot of people have run into vipers.
Yeah, I did look up that like just Italy snakes, viper was the number one thing.
Yeah, because those really get hidden.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now we just gotta be a little more careful, especially like when the grass is a little bit more overgrown. Because I was barely able to see it yesterday. I just saw movement. I didn't necessarily see like there was a snake until I actually like. Well, first I grabbed Sky, I threw him inside. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back out, and then it kind of ran away a little bit faster. But it wasn't until I got closer and like actually like try to peek over to see what it was, and that's when I was able to tell. But other than that, like I didn't notice it right off the bat. So definitely need to be a little more careful once the grass starts growing a little bit more.
I have a confession.
What?
When or soon after we got Sky, actually, because that's when we even went into our backyard for the first time.
Yeah, we don't really go back there.
Yeah, before we got Sky, we just never were outside of our house in the yard. But soon after, walking around the yard and stuff, there were a few days where I noticed, like, right here by the hill, right outside, um, I would notice like scales, like dead snake scales.
It wasn't those worm things that we had found that one time, or like baby snakes that we thought. Remember,
I'm
I had
pretty sure it
mentioned.
was one of those baby snakes, because when I also found like a proper dead one, like the full body, and I was like, yeah, that's 100% a snake, because that would match up with the snake scales that I found, like the
But they just look
shedded
like really
scales.
fat worms. Remember, I brought it up one time. Like Sky keeps trying to eat something that's like dead off in the middle of the field somewhere.
Oh, I don't know.
It looks like a baby snake, but it also like a fat worm.
I don't much about the one in the middle of
Well, I
the
remember
yard.
the one being over there, and then also right here where you're
Oh,
saying.
well, I don't know. The one I saw definitely looked like a snake, and also I saw shedded scales. So
I mean, it makes sense.
yeah,
As unfortunate that is, but our backyard literally is conjoined with uh
I was about to say the Everglades.
basically of
No,
Italy. It's
yeah,
just very open and woodish. I don't really know like how far back this goes.
it doesn't go back far because there's houses that are on the other side of it. But like, we do basically have a forest next to us because the people that own the property, they bought it and then just never built a house. So it's literally just a forest.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where they left it abandoned so bad that our landlords have been getting with like the cops and like the mayors of the town and shit to like force them to cut it because it's kind of a like a fire hazard and just a safety hazard because their shit has been overgrowing into our yard and like things can go wrong. We've also seen a lot of animals over there.
But yeah, we've seen deer,
Yeah, I've seen
which
deer, rabbits.
yeah, those aren't really harmless. I mean, they're not harmful. They're
Yeah.
harmless.
But point is, that shit's really overgrown over there. Finally, they cut it not too long ago, but yeah, it's growing back. We're gonna need them to cut it again.
Yeah, but it's just more reason for animals being in our yard because they're
Yeah,
just,
they
or
just come
it's
from over
just
there.
the holy fence. It's not even like that side of our yard is completely blocked off, so animals can easily come through the fence and stuff.
Yeah.
Anywhoosies,
Newsies, you guys, if you're watching, you guys noticed I got the laptop back out today. It's been a while.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
feeling
we're a
professional.
little more professional. You know, I really so when we first started this podcast, I have my mind right now is in like so many different like things, and one of the things was maybe going back to saying to get a real setup. Now, I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, but I had told him, I'm like, you know what, let's just keep doing it on the bed because we're still starting out and I don't really want to like fully invest in a full podcast setup when there's a chance that it doesn't really go out well. Even though this is like on our YouTube and we do a lot more on our YouTube and you know the whole goal is to be successful on our page, but I didn't really want to commit to getting like a full podcast setup in the whole room that we were talking about when we first started. But I feel like I still want to get something. I'm thinking more like
I
in
think we
the
should get proper mics for one.
what's wrong with these
How
ones?
I feel like I mean, if there's better sound quality to be had, I think we
I
should
mean,
do
there
that.
definitely is, but that just goes into the whole thing of like I don't know if we should like, fully commit to that because mics are like $600.
Well, I'm not talking about a full fledged like studio mic. I'm talking about like just a mic that's not this one
Yeah,
that
that's
you
what
can
I'm
put some
talking
money
about.
into.
There's still some like handhelds that are pretty expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. At the very least, I think we should maybe go with that because I don't have a problem sitting here in bed. Um, but that, and also, I've been meaning to bring this up, and no better time than now. I think we should actually just include the name of our podcast in the titles so that, when we publish our stuff, people know what to search for. Like Too Close for Comfort, specifically put that in the title.
I guess. Yeah.
Because
Ugh.
that's just,
Excuse me.
other than, because I don't know, like if we tell people, oh, our podcast is Too Close for Comfort, and then they go to search that up, they're just not going to find what we're talking about.
Yeah, I guess. Um, no, but the main reason why I was thinking about like trying to have more of a setup was because half of our living room is just kind of open. I mean, right now it has Sky's cage, but once that's gone,
Oh, yeah.
there's a good amount of space there. And there's a corner that we currently have a mirror in. But since we moved in, my idea was kind of to just like make that side a little comfy lounge area and like just set up a like chair, bookshelf type things and just like make it a cozy corner. And then I was thinking like, well, we can still do that, but then also utilize it for the podcast.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. So it wasn't so much like I'm going to have a whole room set up the way that we had originally talked about. It was more of like, well, if we're already going to do this, might as well have a nice little setup for the podcast, just rebrand a little bit. I don't know. That was just a thought.
I'm not opposed. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. I feel like we were talking about something before that. And I went off on a tangent.
You're asking the wrong person. We both have terrible memory loss.
Yeah. Anyways, onto our topics of today. Today's topics are
yonder.
Okay.
Air Force song.
Yeah. Scotty's really snoring away over there.
He's snoring crazy.
Today's topics are a little random, but
I don't know what the fuck she's on about.
Because today's just one of those podcasts where it's like we don't have something specific that we're really talking about. This is literally just like if you were to put a camera in our house and like watch our conversations with each other throughout the day, this is essentially what it comes down to. Like we just bring up the most random things to each other and talk about it. So I figured, well, why not just throw this on the pod and go from there?
Yeah. So the first thing she has down, other than intro and updates, we got Alex wedding - girl vlogging and posted.
You don't gotta say every little detail there. He doesn't have to give a little.
I don't know who Alex is and why he's having a wedding.
For those who are very involved in the TikTok community, there's this couple who were essentially associated with like the Hype House when that was a thing, like when COVID was.
The what?
The Hype House.
The Hype House?
Hype House.
Oh, Hype House. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They were involved in that group, this couple, and they've been dating since then. And then they finally got married like 2-3 days ago. But
oh, congrats.
Yeah. It was a very beautiful wedding. His vows are all over TikTok because if you listen to them, they're beautiful and perfect in every way.
I never had vows. It's because I was hold on. Don't do that. If you're listening, don't be like, oh my god, he's such a piece of shit.
We didn't have a wedding.
Well, we had like a little courthouse wedding, so
that doesn't count. It's not even a courthouse wedding. We went to the courthouse, we signed some papers, and that was it.
No, we had a little thing in the back room with 5 people. It sounds sketchy, but like it happened.
And the lady who really sounded like she hated her life.
Yeah, she was really there, like repeat after me, and then she just went with whatever the words were. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to do vows because she was like, just say what I say, and then you're good.
I did not plan on having vows in that moment because that's just awkward. It's like, this is not a proper.
Well,
I would have wanted to save all of the.
I mean, yeah,
all of that stuff for the real thing.
People renew their vows all the time. So for me, ideally, I would have liked an opportunity to at least give like 3 vows. But no, she was like, repeat after me so we can get the fuck out of here.
No, yeah, I'm glad we didn't do vows because I wasn't prepared and I definitely didn't want vows at that point. It was definitely we're walking in. Hand up, say the things, sign the papers, and that was it.
Well, gee, now I know how you felt that day. I felt very happy and like emotionally, like I was fulfilled that day.
So was I.
That was a dream for me.
I did not want to give like any emotional. Not emotional. I didn't want that. You sounded pretty emotional. I didn't want that the special stuff to be used that day because obviously we knew we were going to have a bigger wedding.
I mean, it's still a special day. We're married.
Whatever. I'm glad we didn't do them. I didn't want to.
I was ready to give like 3 off the hip.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, his vows were great. But
I'll take some notes.
You should because they were very beautiful. I cried watching the video.
What a baby.
Everybody did. It was so beautiful. What a man.
I'm gonna ruin your self-esteem with my vows.
Probably. Back to our point. So the wedding happened, and of course, they're big TikTokers, so the people that they invited, aside from family, it was about like 50-50, the other 50 being all TikTokers and stuff. So,
Yuck.
you when it comes to like weddings and just special occasions, you always question like, oh, is everybody just like recording everything and always on their phone? But they actually had a sign that said like keep I forgot exactly what it said, but keep your phones away. Like don't record anything. We have photographers, all that kind of stuff.
I like that.
Which
Props to
was
them.
which was respected after people came forward of what I'm about to say. But there is this one lady who was invited who was a friend of the bride. And she was vlogging during the wedding. So during the reception, during the ceremony, during the reception, she was vlogging everything and made a YouTube video and posted it before the bride and groom could have even posted anything.
Well, that's fucked up.
So now she's just getting a bunch of crap, and then that's when the bride and groom are like subtly coming after her. So like somebody just posted the picture of the bride like posing with the sign that they had saying like no no videos or whatever. Um Everybody's just talking about it. Everybody's just kind of shitting on her because she literally like filmed everything and revealed everything that they've been keeping a secret on her YouTube channel the day after the wedding. And they didn't even get a chance to like actually post anything themselves.
That's a quick turnaround. Posting it the day after.
Yeah,
She
no,
must have an
she
editor.
she had that shit ready to go, but like yeah, no, that was just so wrong. And everybody's giving her shit about it.
As they should.
It's
That's
like
fucked up.
especially when first of all they had a sign, so like hello. And then second, people were also saying like you're the guest. Like what are you doing? Like you're just there to celebrate the bride and groom. Be happy, enjoy the moment. And with majority of the people that were invited being TikTokers and nobody else is recording or anything,
Yeah.
and you feel the need to literally make a vlog and post a dedicated wedding vlog of these two people on your YouTube channel the day after.
People do anything for content. But honestly, the first two things that I think of in that scenario, the 2 points you brought up are good. They had a sign, and what else did you say? They had a sign, and then
Well, just no, everybody else respected
oh
that.
yeah, and everybody else
When
respected.
that's literally everybody else's life is to record everything that they do.
Yeah, but like the number one thing to even think about in that scenario, for me at least, is that's a really intimate and special day.
Well, yeah, that's why
Regardless,
everybody's shitting on her.
yeah, regardless, you really should not be like, what are you doing? You got to think about that shit, man. Especially when they post a sign out front. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Goodness.
I was wrong, but yeah, she had. Oh, actually, she had came forward and said this whole baloney apology the same way that like every TikToker influencer comes forward to apologize. But
I'm
she,
sure you guys have heard a lot of rumors about me lately,
yeah,
and
no,
they're all
she,
true.
well, because it, the whole drama thing like ended up on some drama news article. So like there was a whole page about her
Ugh.
on it. So then she has it like back there on the green screen or like on TikTok. You can do the whole green screen picture thing with Bobber.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm just here to address what everybody's been talking about. But she didn't even like actually say sorry. She was just kind of saying things to justify what she did. And then she claimed to
I
have,
hate when people do that shit. You social media people that sit there and quote unquote
they
apologize
literally
when instead of
never
just
say the words, I'm
justifying.
sorry.
Bro, fuck you. Say sorry. Like feel sorry. You're in the wrong.
Well, she just claimed that, like, oh, well, nobody told me anything, and I didn't
Oh
see
my
any signs
god.
or anything. So, yeah, that's basically all she said.
No. No, no, no. Unacceptable.
There was definitely a lot more to that
She's lying
thing.
out of her ass. If everybody else saw the sign, so did you. You are lying.
Oh, she said that she had like asked the bridesmaids, like, is it okay if I record? And they're like, yeah. But I don't think anybody expected her to be recording and then literally posting a vlog the next day about it. Like, I'm sure like some people did vlog and like post little things here and there, but like this girl literally recorded like her walking down the aisle, like the whole vows, literally the whole ceremony, and then going into the reception. Like people just have pictures of them taking pictures of the tables at the reception. Like it wasn't anything bad, even though like yeah, there was a sign. People were still being respectful of their special moment at the like going down the aisle and all that. Yeah, that was that was just wrong.
You suck.
Ugh. Anyways,
Well,
oh,
congratulations to the couple. I hope you guys enjoy a very happy life together, whoever you are, Alex and the missus.
Cover.
Um, Alex, huh?
Cover is her name.
Oh, I thought Cover was the last name. Alex Cover.
No,
I mean, that sounds like a last name.
Alex is a guy. Actually, if you hear her full name, it's hilarious. She's Hawaiian, so she has like 10 names.
Melekelikimaka is Hawaii's away.
Not that one.
I
So
mean,
yeah, there was that. Um, Hopefully, if this whole YouTube thing turns out well, um, that isn't something we have to worry about later on.
what do you mean?
Well, because obviously they have to put a sign because like everybody they invited, that's their job to record everything.
Honestly, I don't think if even if this whole YouTube thing works out, that's not something we're gonna have to worry about. Because I don't know if we're gonna be one of those people that ends up with like social media friends.
Yeah, I don't think
We're
so.
gonna keep to ourselves. We're gonna have our audience, and that's about it.
Yeah, I
I mean,
guess.
as cool as it would be to have social media friends, I
I think
just
the only social media couple that I want to be friends with are Brittany and Garrick.
mm, I mean, oh man, I don't. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, my hesitation here is horrible. No, you guys seem cool, honestly. I just the reason I'm hesitant, and it's no knock against them. It's not even a personal thing. It's just it's what I was about to say. I don't think I can trust anybody social media wise.
That's why I'm saying I
Like
think
even the
I would trust them because they're like the most genuine and just funny people who don't give
yeah,
two
but
shits on
like
social media.
I don't know. I just like I don't know. Even the people that I've watched for years, like oof. Let me look up some YouTube people real quick. Um,
I want
oh,
to be friends with Ethan and Faith.
oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Sidemen, I'd probably trust them with my life. Like if we became like if we became friends and like we sat down with them, had a date with them, I'd probably walk out of it. I mean, I'd go into it being like, yeah, you guys are it. I'd probably hopefully walk out of it like, yeah, they're definitely it. But I don't know, like any of the I don't know. I guess I just have to like be there and experience it to be able to really tell who they are as people for real. But looking at it from the outside, I just don't feel like I can trust social media people because you know what it is. It's all about content, right? So
Mm.
if we sit down, because say we get to meet them because of a I don't know a video opportunity. Oh, maybe it's an opportunity for us to get on a bigger platform thanks to them, or we have something to offer for them for some reason. At that point, for me, it just becomes business and it's kind of fake. So if we were to be friends with them, it'd have to be like this super like natural out of social media kind of thing. Like we just happen to know them for some fucking reason. And then things come after that.
Well, yeah, I think that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't think the business side of things really start coming out until like you actually have a genuine
No, but
connection for some people.
people do that all the time.
Well, that's just social media in general. Like
Yeah, that's
that's
why I
just
hate
what you
it.
have to accept about the job is that everybody's job in social media is to record and make all these videos. So like obviously if you're friends with other influencers, your content is going to become each other's at some point.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
And also not this is not specific to Garrick or Brittany, is that
You're just so fun. I love Brittany. She's just hilarious.
I mean, no, they're cool. They seem like real ass people. I have nothing against them personally. I don't trust like the I guess quote unquote industry part of it all. Cuz like how do you really know like what's what?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you really don't. But I mean, like you said, I definitely don't ever want to become, an influencer or whatever. and be a part of that world. Our whole reasoning as to why we started YouTube was just to be able to share our lives with everybody, and also just like being, yes, money is a factor in it because duh. Um, but more on the side of like you just have enough subscribers and followers to make money off of it, not so much like, oh, I want to get into that life so I can be connected with everybody and their mother who lives in LA.
Yeah. Oh, this is what I was actually trying to say is like, God damn it, it left my brain again. You know what? I give up.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait,
Oh,
here goes.
that's what I tried to give you a second. Speak before you forget.
People are just gonna do anything for content, and I don't know. Things get weird at that point. That's kind of what I was just saying before. Is that you meet maybe on a genuine interaction or you meet through business, but either way, something is going to happen for the purposes of content, and that's when shit gets weird to me.
I guess.
Like people are gonna, they're just gonna go into character or even break character for the sake of content, and I don't really like that because I feel like, because say, do you really think we would mesh with them very well, Garrick and Brittany?
I think I could. I don't think we could as a couple or you. I think they're a little too much for you.
They're just from the looks of
I
it.
could fuck around and just talk shit all the time with
Well, no,
Brittany.
I can talk shit. I can do whatever. It's just that initial like sitting down and like I just don't know. You don't know what they are on a personal level. So from what we see from the outside, right? They're this super extroverted, like the show, like it's all happening kind of couple.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so hesitant to walk into that because if they are what they show on camera, like knowing me and my personality and my temperament, I'd be sitting there like that's a lot. I don't
I
know.
mean, they're basically us on like on a higher level. Like they bully each other, they're mean to each other, but at the end of the day, like
Yeah, but
they Garrick still does everything for Brittany.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's what I'd be able to connect with Gark on is that he seems like a true gentleman. Like he'll give Brittany anything she wants. But at the same time, like that's why they have such a good dynamic is that she's like a boss bitch in her own right. She'll do shit for him. And like you said, that's us just on a grander scale. But like their personalities are so much bigger than ours on like a loudness level, I guess, that I don't know. I feel like that'd just be a lot for me to take in, and I don't think I can then because you know how when you're with friends, you kind of take on that personality.
Yeah.
They would like even if we do become friends with them, if we were, I could not take like I'm not taking on that personality. I'm just not.
Well, yeah, that you wouldn't have to.
I mean, I know I wouldn't have to, but like I'm just saying for me personally, they seem like a lot, but they
Yeah,
are they
I
are
couldn't.
cool.
That's why I said like I could I feel comfortable walking into that because like I have friends who are freaking crazy and loud like that, but you definitely are a little
I mean,
down there.
I have a
I'm not
couple. I have
saying
a
that you don't know how to have fun and like be loud and have a good time around elder people
Yeah,
who are on that energy. I'm just saying that they really are just up there,
yeah.
and that's a
It's
little much.
it's just a lot for me at first, because I mean, like I said, when I first meet somebody, I've said this like a lot throughout any of
Well,
our
it's like
podcasts.
how you react when we went to Missouri. It's like seeing everybody being so weird
Oh
and
yeah,
crazy. You kind of shut down.
yeah. No, I mean, just a lot of energy right out the gate is a lot for me, and that's not like I don't like you kind of thing. It's just like I don't know. I tend to be very reserved at first because
Yeah, you're a
I don't
little.
know if this is like if
You're
this
an
is really happening.
introvert until you get comfortable.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
really what
I'm
it
an
is.
introvert until I get comfortable. So, I mean, maybe if I was gonna say if we give them a chance, if they give us a chance,
Yeah.
Garrick, Brittany, if you guys give us a chance, I think we can be friends. You guys just have to excuse my introvertedness at first because I'm very like I'm trying to figure you out. I like, or I don't say I like. I tend to do this like analytical shit before I'm like, who are you really? Because, like I said, it's all fun and games from a camera standpoint. On the phones, on TikTok, in your YouTube videos, you guys seem cool as hell. It's just, I don't know. Is that shit real? Like, is that really for real? How it is? I would have to know that for sure. And once I know what it's really like, I'll go from there. The hope is maybe we can be friends and we can make some money together.
Uh-huh. Anyways, shifting gears a little bit. This
Yeah, I don't
this
know
is just
what
a
the
joke, okay, guys? It's a little bit of a joke. There's some things, but for the
disclaimer.
most part, it is it's a joke,
Disclaimer: it is a joke. I
kind
don't
of.
know what she's getting at, but it's a joke. I think Hope.
You think Hope?
Yeah, I think Hope. Because what?
So now, all of a sudden, everybody has this obsession over Helen Keller on TikTok. So
I mean, look.
I started doing some research because I say this all the time. You know me, you know I love my conspiracy theories, and I will read about anything that I see that comes up. So Helen Keller has been brought up. Now, I came to the conclusion that it's not so much her existence that people don't believe, it's more of all the things that people have claimed that she's done. Although there are some people out there like, no, there's no way that she exists. But truth is, yes, she exists. She was, or she did, but her accomplishments don't make sense.
Sounds like the whole debate around Jesus, but I mean, yes, this is. I mean, this is essentially what I was thinking. You were trying to say is that her whole like aura is fake because the thing she wrote
Because
down
if
here,
you
Helen Keller is fake, and like I knew immediately, but I'm just like, why are we like? Come on, man, like
yeah,
what?
there's
Why are we really trying to talk about
it
that?
was just funny because I fell into a rabbit hole of this whole thing. But people were just saying like she's blind and deaf, and you're telling me she flew a plane by herself?
Listen, man.
Like if you really pull up a list of her accomplishments, sure, some of them are fine, but she also claimed to have written 4 books. Like
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she communicated to somebody that wrote those things because obviously she didn't write or type on a fucking computer
yeah,
or
but
paper.
she also couldn't she doesn't speak.
I don't know, man.
That's
I don't know.
that's what people are saying.
This
Like
just sounds like
there's no way. And also the biggest thing that people were talking about was how the hell does she fly a plane?
maybe. Okay. Oh, you know what I think it is. Watch this is how they did it, right? Because you know how when you're in like flying school, I might be making this up, but I swear that there's a thing where like the co-pilot or just how you know how there's those like cars when you're like learning how to drive and the trainer in the passenger seat has the controls but the driver, the learning driver, is mainly driving
Uh-huh.
until maybe some shit is about to go wrong and then the trainer takes control from the passenger seat with the pedals. I might be making this up. You know what, the more I think about it,
I mean,
I saw this in Cat in the Hat that one time.
oh my goodness.
So I might be making this whole thing up, but it sounds good in my head, right?
Nothing is
So let's just
reliable around here, folks.
let's just keep it going. I feel like that could have been a case of
No, I'm
Helen
pretty
Keller.
sure. Pull it up. I'm pretty sure it was that she flew the plane by herself. You may be right for the training purposes, but even then, how do you train somebody who's blind and deaf in a plane? Like how does one navigate that when you're in the air and you're trying to do all these things? That just seems a bit much.
Helen Killer. Did she have a killer or did she just die of
I think she
natural?
just died of.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Across the Mediterranean?
That's what I'm saying.
Across? That's different. But they might just be claiming that. Because I'm trying to say, like, what if the trainer was in the plane with her and then the trainer just kind of like tapped her shoulder and just in that tap, or she communicated through Morse code. That's definitely how it had to be, right?
Morse code.
Yes.
How is she going to follow? How do you teach a blind and deaf person Morse code? How do you explain what is what?
Tap them on the shoulder and you see if they understand. And if they do, then like we go from there. I don't know.
So I want you to close your eyes and put some. What is it? What's it called?
I got my left ear plugged. Just tap my shoulder. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's talking.
Yeah. Now, what did all that mean?
You love me.
No, is you're stupid.
I don't know.
It's
man.
like, yes, like there's obviously ways to learn, but the problem is you can't explain to her what things mean. But I mean, their whole thing was the lady who kind of blew her up, I guess. Not actually, like made her famous or known. Um was because she had to figure out like how to get her to learn things through senses. So there was like one specific example that I had saw, like for her to know what a cupcake was. Like she put a cupcake in her hand. She made her like sniff it, eat it, and all these things, and then eventually she just learned that it was a cupcake.
You know,
but then how the hell do you do that to fly a plane?
Here's the thing. I've learned recently that, excuse me for being a dumbass, okay? I've learned recently that blindness has different levels. Like there are certain times.
Well, yeah,
there are certain
you're not
types
just seeing black.
Yes. So even if she was blind, quote unquote, she might have still been able to see something. Whether it was like everything was hazed, there's even a certain amount of blindness.
This lady is deaf, blind, and mute.
Well, maybe she was the kind of classified blindness where it's like a little tiny little hole of vision that you can still see, just like 5%. Maybe she was one of those blind people.
I don't know.
Or maybe she was deaf, blind, and mute. That's wow.
Yeah, she was the fact that they really kept her alive at that point, because that's just a tough life. I'm trying to find something here.
My theory, I mean, all this takes is just looking it up, but my theory at the moment is that she was the kind of blind where like she can still see just through a tiny little hole of vision. So like she wasn't totally useless. And clearly she wasn't totally useless. She allegedly flew a plane.
That's what's
and wrote
crazy.
6 books or whatever, 4 books.
She wrote something. I found something about the plane here.
While most take their flight lesson in a single engine plane, like whatever plane, that was not the case for overachieving Helen Keller. Yeah, okay. Sight and sound be damned. She jumped straight into the right seat of a 4-engine Douglas C-54 Skymaster, an impressive aircraft for anyone to tackle. Okay. As the pilot reached the shores of the Mediterranean, he handed over. Oh, come on, man.
So
he reached the shore. Oh, wait. So she like flew. He got to the shore and then she flew like over the water.
Yes.
Okay.
For 20 minutes.
20 minutes. See, here's the thing.
So then this girl did not fly the plane.
Yeah. Even if she quote unquote flew it, he handed over the controls. Not literally. She didn't jump into a seat. This was kind of one of those training things that I'm talking about where like he's still in control, making sure that they're not about to die.
Well,
it's like she was
the
doing
same thing as when that doesn't even count, because it's the same way that when you go in a plane, you know, pilots aren't flying it at a certain point. They're freaking eating and sleeping. Yeah, they're just letting it do its thing. That girl did not fly a plane. She was just probably holding on and letting it coast.
What year is this? 1946. Did autopilot exist? Probably not.
I don't know, but even
then, yeah, you got the 2 things. Wait, C-54 Skymaster. Let's look it up.
It's like you don't even pilots now don't even necessarily are in control the whole time because they don't need to be. The plane just does its thing. Not plane.
Oh wait, no, this was a proper plane. So it definitely had 2. Like it had the cockpit, but this is big enough to definitely have 2 seats. Yep, you see 2 seats right there. So he was definitely in control of the main shit. and he just kind of
Wise.
like probably tapped her on the shoulder, or like they communicated somehow to let her know, okay, you can fuck around for like 20 minutes, and then she fucked around for 20 minutes.
See, now that's what I'm saying. Yes, Helen Keller exists, but those accomplishments are baloney.
But she did it though. I mean, she technically flew the
Barely.
damn thing.
Barely. I can probably fly a plane too for 20 minutes if
I'm
it just has to
saying,
coast there.
yeah. I mean, you can say you flew a plane. That counts,
Yeah.
apparently.
It's cheating.
I don't know. It just seems like, I mean, because you got to give. I don't. This will sound wrong to say, right? Because obviously she's kind of disabled in every manner possible.
Yeah.
Aside from losing limbs, you kind of have to just give extra points for that.
I guess. I mean, yeah, she definitely learned more than probably anybody else who's deaf, blind, and mute. But like, still, half those accomplishments
She did those things.
are
It's just
not
that
by herself.
she did those things exactly. It's just that
So it doesn't count.
you have to give it a little something to stand on. That way she doesn't totally flop.
I saw there's one comment that said like, "Yeah, we talk about Helen Keller in the history books, but we also talk about Christopher Columbus and how he was this great guy." When that just wasn't the truth at all.
Well, I think his quote unquote greatness comes from,
School history books are a scam.
they are. I mean, whatever. He went across the Atlantic, right? Atlantic.
I don't freaking know.
No, yeah, because the
Sailed
Pacific
across
is the
the
big
ocean
one.
blue.
Yeah, I think he sailed across the Atlantic or whatever. He discovered America and planted the flag, I guess.
And then he killed everybody.
Yeah, and then followed the massacre. But I mean, he's applauded for making it across the ocean. Like, that's a hard task to accomplish back in, like, when was that? It was fucking
I forget
5,000 years ago, maybe?
I forget the
5,000.
sound.
Like hundreds of years ago.
I guess.
Yeah, so we're still gonna give him credit because that's a pretty cool thing to accomplish with no technology whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we'll give him that. His discovery, I'm not gonna say his discovery because there were already people there in America.
Mm-hmm.
So you get half credit in my book.
It's funny because not too long ago, well, that's a wrap on Helen Keller.
Yeah.
But just a quick brief note talking about textbooks. I don't remember when, but it was definitely a long time ago that I had saw that now COVID is involved in history textbooks now.
I've seen that somewhere, and honestly,
people are learning about it.
What is there to learn about? We were all just doing it.
I don't know. I think it's definitely more because I remember seeing like people I posted pictures of like the pages in the textbook, but it was more of like it's not a whole chapter. It was like that one or two paragraph on a page that's just like included in the lesson, but like you got to know about it. So
even then, that's stupid.
what it was.
You don't have to know about COVID, okay? It shut down the world for like maybe 6-8 months, maybe even a year for some places. That was it. It really wasn't that serious.
I think more history can be told about it when you look at what was happening on this side of the world. Because obviously, this is where shit was happening. In America, yeah, things were happening, people were dying, but like real things were happening on the Europe side.
Is that true? Because from what I know, Europe was living it up.
No, everybody was on lockdown here, like straight lockdown. Well, then it was probably just like Florida, like we're the one state who just decided to be open no matter what.
Yeah, Switzerland, or I don't know if it was Switzerland. It was one of those countries over there on that side of Europe. But like there was that country that just literally did not shut down whatsoever, and they never had one single case.
Well,
pretty sure it was Switzerland.
I just know that the obviously numbers were like 100 times worse across all of Europe and all that. So I think there's definitely more to be told on this side, but yeah.
Yeah, and plus, if I was in school right now reading some bullshit about COVID, I wouldn't trust a single word of it. Because you already know people are going to come up with their own story to put. They're gonna call it facts. They're gonna call it history. But a lot of stuff that's already in history books is perverted.
Well, now they're
just gonna extra pervert it.
Now it's just gonna be one of those things. It's like you read it, and then now you go to your parents, like, "Hey, learn about this in school today." So now it's gonna be like us explaining to our kids, like, "This is what we dealt with. This is what it was."
Oh, if and when our kids ask about it, I'm gonna tell them how big of a fucking joke it was. Cancel
Mommy and
me if
Daddy,
you
we're
want.
still out having fun.
Cancel me if you want for saying that
We're gonna get
shit.
a note from the teacher like, your kids came to school today talking about some stuff.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, "Oh, your kid is saying that COVID was bullshit."
God,
Damn right it was.
we're
Damn the fuck right it was.
we are the not the worst parents, but we really are the worst people for people to come to us about anything related of that sort, like just history, because we're just gonna tell them like, nope, that was fake. Like,
You might say that.
so I feel like we're gonna
I
get a
feel
lot
like
of
there's gonna be a lot of
confidence.
history. Like, what kind of history are we talking? Like recent history? Because if we're talking recent history, like 9/11 type bullshit, yeah, you're gonna go and be like, yeah, you
Maybe.
know what? I have conspiracies of my own, so let me handle that
Maybe.
in
Yeah,
house.
once they're, once they get to the age where they're talking about all the great accomplishments that astronauts and things did,
Yeah,
and
that's a whole
the
different
9/11
conversation.
thing. We're going to
Yeah,
get some letters from the teachers cuz I got some things to say to my child.
no. When it comes to expanded history, like the ancient world and just the general history of the world, I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, that shit was fucking cool. I'm right there with you. But when we talk about the more recent years, she's gonna, you're gonna get letters from the teacher. I'm gonna exclude myself in these conversations. But when
Oh
we talk
well.
about COVID, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell my kids what kind of bullshit that was. Cancel me if you want,
Mhm.
but it was bullshit. That's all I got to say.
Period. On to some more TikTok drama, which is just so funny. I finally heard all details that I needed to hear, and I presented this whole thing to him yesterday. But now I got like a full rundown of all things happening, and it's just crazy.
Yes.
There's this music artist, Clinton Kane, who came out with music a little bit ago.
Wait, is he really a music artist or is he like
Yes,
one of these social media music artists?
sorry, social media artist.
Because I've never heard of Clinton Kane before you talked about this.
I think if you heard one one or two of his songs, you would recognize it off of TikTok, but nobody really, like, you just know of the song. Like if you were to say the name of his song, you'd recognize that more than if you heard Clinton Kane. But you're also just like never on the side of like general TikTok. You're always very limited to like sports and Star Wars and things, so you don't really see much anyway. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
sports, Star Wars, and I don't know.
Sports.
Yeah,
That's
I
about
don't
it.
know shit about fuck when it comes to this guy.
Yeah. So if you're on like a more general side of TikTok like me, where you just see all things no matter what, you would know of Clinton Kane and his music. And I mean he did have good music that came out around like COVID time. That was like his prime time. He's still making music now, but obviously nobody cares and everybody's shitting on him because of all the drama that's happening right now. But I will try to explain all of this to the best of my ability because I did kind of forget some points. I didn't write anything down. I just watched a 13 part series that this girl made.
Yeah, earlier today when I came home for lunch, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm watching these videos and I'm doing my research." And then when I came back from work at the end of the day, I'm like, "So did you write all this stuff down that you were doing research on?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "You fucking, you twat,
because I
you absolute twat.
because
What the
I
fuck?
I
Like,
think I remember the most important parts. There's just like small details here
what's
and
the
there.
point of doing all this research and you're not gonna write shit
Because
down for a podcast?
because I know what I'm talking about. I have it in
You
my
just said you
brain.
don't.
The like small irrelevant things that like don't really matter. I know the big points. I know the big points here.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, Clinton Kane, um, ex-boyfriend of co-host Brooke Schofield on the Tana Mojo podcast, canceled. Um, they dated 2 years ago. This was Clinton Kane's prime time of his music, right? He claims to be Australian and born in Australia. He is not from Australia, but he has been living his whole life with this Australian accent. He also claimed that his mother, dad, and brother died all in the same year. So when him and Brooke were dating, um, he became very obsessive with her from the very beginning. So he's a little cuckoo, which all those things that I just said right now about him faking the accident and the whole family thing, you can already tell that this man is crazy. But in the very beginning, he was pretty obsessive over Brooke, like always telling her like, "Hey, I'll fly you out, like come see me, let's go on a date." She would deny it, and then he was like, "I'm gonna be in LA, so let's go do something." So then they finally go out, they're talking or whatever, they do their thing for a bit, and then he finally reveals like, at first Brooke wasn't feeling it. He's like, because he's not the most attractive person, if we're being honest, and she even said that too. Like after I saw his Instagram, I did not want to go on a date with him. But then she went to a show, and then they ended up going on a date, and then he spills all this drama that happened to him about his whole family dying apparently. um so then she starts to feel bad for him. She's like, you know what, he's gone through so much, like let me.
Oh, this is not at all what I thought he looked like. I have no
Yeah,
clue who the fuck this guy is. I
yeah,
thought he
that's
was
what
like
I'm
one of them
saying.
white blonde dudes.
No,
Or like white social media idiots.
no, not at all.
Well, Clinton Kane, are you kidding me? That sounds like some fucking like southern white dude.
Yeah, I guess it
That's what I
is.
was
I do
picturing.
picture a Western boy. Where is it going? Oh, Brooke started feeling bad for him, right? So she's like, you know, let me just give this guy a chance. And then everybody else was also telling her, like, hey, this man's gonna blow up. Like, you should stick around. Like, he's a nice guy. You should basically marry him. So she was still going along with it. She was open to like being like, yeah, let's keep seeing each other, yada yada. And then he basically just like tries to keep her to himself like 24/7. Like he would constantly take them out on trips. Um if she was ever on her phone, like around him no matter what, he would claim like, well, my mom always got mad at me whenever I was on my phone around her, so you can't do that because it reminds me of her. And then he would just cause an argument over it. So like she also just like couldn't ever talk to anybody because he would just blow up over her being on her phone for like 2 seconds to check in with people so they would know she's alive. But they would always go out and do things like outside of LA, which is where Brooke is from. So she was just never home. She was never around anybody. So he wanted to keep her away from everybody. And then she goes back home and he tells her that he has COVID. This is around that time. And he's like, well, I'm going to be at this hotel. I'm going to quarantine. You should come with me because you basically have COVID now, too, because they just went on a date the night before. But Brooke is also stupid for this because Brooke did not get tested for COVID. And she was just like, well, yeah, that would make sense that I 100% have COVID because we were making out all last night. And the next morning, you're telling me you have COVID. So I most definitely have COVID. So she was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'll come stay with you at the hotel. So now they're quarantined together. They
Hmm.
never had COVID. This guy claimed to have COVID so that way they can quarantine together and they can't leave. They can't see anybody.
Sounds like he just really, really wanted to be with her.
This man is insane. Also, Brooke's stupid for not getting tested to just confirm. Like, let me double check. But at that time, she's very delusional. She's just like, okay. So they're dating, they're doing their thing, and then he just starts to get crazy and like refuses to let her leave. Like if she wanted to go back to her house to grab things, he was like, no. Like she literally couldn't go back to her house to get like more clothes, to like shower by herself. Like he needed to be with her. So he was either there in LA at her house with her all the time, or he'd make sure that Brooke flew out to him for anything else that he was doing.
Flew out. Where does this guy fucking live?
I think it was Vegas because he kept popping back and forth.
Sounds like a waste of money.
I mean, he had money, so. Oh, that was the other thing. He had claimed to have like grown up in this wealthy, rich family with like nannies and a big house and all this, and then later on, after Brooke did some research, that just wasn't the case at all. Um, he lived like an average person. Um, what else here? I'm trying to think.
Should have wrote this stuff down.
Well, I kind of said the important parts because now everything just kind of led to the point where people were telling Brooke like you need to get out of there. Like what are you doing with this man? And then she was confused because she had no idea what anybody was talking about. And then it was brought to her attention that he was basically lying about being from Australia, that this like best one of his best friends from like elementary school came forward and was like, I literally went to school with him. He is not from Australia. Um so then that was like the first thing that kind of got her thinking like, what is this guy really talking about? And then also they had got pulled over one night and you know, Clayton gave his registration and license to the cop or whatever. And the cop's reading everything back, and then he reads his birthday. He's like, "Okay, you're born in 1999." And then Brooke's like, that's a little young," but she didn't ask anything about it. And then, or at that time, and then later on, she's like, "You're born in 1999." He's like, "Oh no, that was my fake. We just got lucky that he didn't realize it was a fake ID." First of all, why do you have a fake ID that's claiming that you're younger?
Hmm. Maybe he wants to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and try to justify this man.
So that was like the first red flag that was starting to come up to her, and like that's when she started questioning things. But again, she was still delusional and just continued as if nothing was wrong. And then once she started posting a little bit more, that's when she started doing research, and then the whole thing about the family came up about that not being real, and she's like, okay, I need to read more about this. I need to ask him about it. So when she asked him about it, he created this whole argument because it's like he's like, "Oh, you're accusing me of lying about my dead mom? Like, how dare you?" And made Brooke feel like this terrible person. So then she just left it alone. And then, um, I was about to say something before that.
Well, why you think on that him crying about or him crying about the accusation of lying? My when she first told me that, my the only thing I can think of for that to be justifiable, which is still wrong by the way, is that maybe in his mind he just has such a shit relationship with his mom and family that it's just kind of like you guys are dead to me kind of thing.
No, this man is just crazy.
I mean, yeah, he's crazy, but like the craziness plays into that because maybe he's the relationship is bad. Maybe they're just a crazy bunch as a family, and they're just like they just canceled each other out from each other's lives. Like he went and
Oh
fucked off, and they fucked off.
no, what I remember what I was gonna say is talking about that, and it'll fix things. Um, Brooke finally got the balls to ask again about the dead family, but she went with a smart approach and lied, but worked. Um, she basically asked like, "Okay, I'm gonna ask you like one last time, like, what are you lying about? Like, what's going on? I'm seeing all these things. People are, coming forward with all this stuff." And the only thing that he claimed to have lied about was his age. That's the only thing that he came clean about. And then she was like, "Okay, what about your family?" And he still denied it. And then Brooke was like, "Well, I've been talking to your mom. So what's the deal with that?" But that was a lie. She wasn't talking to the mom. She just said that to see if he would come clean. And then he admitted, like, "Yeah, I did lie about that."
I mean, that's still it still could play into what I was saying is that they just have a really horrible relationship, so they just kind of took each other out of each other's lives.
It's just,
I mean, did he even
he's
try to
so
justify it, or
crazy.
was he just like, "Oh yeah, you caught me. She's alive. Okay."
Yeah, it's essentially how it went. And then he would just get mad and like create an argument and make Brooke feel bad as if like she's the crazy one.
Well, he's definitely crazy, but my theory is what I've been saying. They have a bad relationship, so they just act like each other are dead because that's better for them. Which is
I
crazy.
don't
Everything is crazy about
I
it.
don't know because the one of the most famous songs that he made, he had said that he made that song for his mom, and the song is talking about how he misses her so much and wishes that he could just talk to her.
Well, that still could be playing into what I'm saying. Maybe at some point their relationship was so bad, but now he's kind of or whenever he made that song, he was missing her.
Yes.
Because shit went so wrong. They went separate ways, and now he's making music. Oh, mom, I miss you. But like, maybe he's too afraid to try and go back because maybe she like disowned him or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all possible things.
Sure.
It's possible. They're crazy, but it's possible. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Well, aside from all that, he had also been cheating on her. And he had cheated on her, but then he also cheated on his ex with her. So like the whole starting of like him trying to like go on a date with Brooke, he was with somebody at that point. And then they him and Brooke started dating, but then he was also cheating on Brooke with like 10 other girls. And that was the reason why they broke up. Not because of the lies, because she tried to leave with all the lies. He just refused and was like, "No, you're crazy. I'm gonna make you feel like shit." And that's essentially what he did. So then Brooke was like, "Okay, I'm sorry," and just accepted it. But then when she found out about the whole cheating, she's like, "Okay, well, I'm definitely just not gonna be with you at this point."
Yeah.
So yeah, this man is crazy. But the reason why I was resurfacing is because he just released a new song that came out a few days ago, and it's essentially like about their relationship and her in a way. But it came up, or she went on this whole rant on TikTok because the way that he's advertising this song, or like clickbaiting basically, the video that he posted with his song, the caption of it was like, when you've been over the relationship, or what is it? Something about like when you've been over the relationship, but she won't stop yapping, referring to Brooke always talking about it. And then his song was like in the background or whatever. So that's why she came forward and she's like, "No shit, I don't stop yapping about it. You lied about your whole family and you cheated on me and like trapped me from the world. Like that was a traumatic experience. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it, and also because it's fucking hilarious that you're also a fake Australian."
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I think he needs to go to an insane asylum.
Well, that's why she's making a joke out of it. She's at the very end of her series. She was like, do him a justice. Go listen to his song because he clearly needs money for therapy. So everybody go
Yeah.
listen to his music."
Yeah. I think this whole thing probably stems with a horrible family relationship growing up. He may have got disowned or he ran away or disowned them. It probably all started there. And then he maybe just grew up on his own for a little bit, and that's kind of where things went wrong, is when you grow up on your own. Just go crazy.
Well, it's weird because his whole thing in the beginning was claiming that he and his family were just so wealthy and they were living this lavish
Well, it's
life
probably
with
some coping mechanism.
such a, you know, big family and stuff, but that just wasn't true.
That was him probably just coping for a mid family horrible life
Yeah.
that he probably actually experienced. I mean, shit. I used to cope with lying too when I was a young kid. Shit would
Well,
be going wrong, and I'd be presenting as like, "Oh yeah, I'm him." Like, fuck, yeah,
everybody
I'm
does
cool.
that.
Well, that's probably what he was doing. He probably had
That's
just
on an
a
extreme level to be
well,
lying about
yeah.
your family dying.
He's well, like I said, maybe to him they're dead because things went wrong, and he was like, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go live my own life. But in reality, yeah, he has a lot of inner work to do. He should go see somebody, pay
Yeah.
lots of money for it
Yeah.
because he's not okay.
He needs it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is what I got for TikTok drama for this week.
Yeah. Sounds wait, why did we talk about the Helen Keller thing? Was that TikTok as well?
Yeah, because I saw that like surfacing.
Yeah, she spends a lot of time on TikTok.
Listen, that's where I get all my facts from. That's where I get all these
TikTok.
topics.
Wow, TikTok and facts in the same sentence. That's insane to
Yeah, I
me.
don't use Google anymore. I go to TikTok. So
That's, I mean, look, the reality of the situation is it's true. People go to TikTok because it's like this massive community of people that know shit. Whether that shit is accurate or not, people just know things.
yeah, and it's also like it's better to read about experiences from people than just like reading it online. Like all of my travel stuff that I plan for us, I don't use Google at all.
Yeah.
All
I
of that is
mean,
planned strictly through TikTok and all that stuff.
to be honest, that is fair because if I were to go up on Google right now and be like, "Hey Google, I'm going to Paris. What the fuck should I do?" Google's just gonna tell you like
They're gonna give you
the
the
dumb
basics.
basic stuff. On TikTok, you can actually, like I said, it's a community. People know things, people do things all the time. So you'll be able to find the cooler shit,
And
the
that's where
things in
I
between that you don't
find
think about.
that's where I would find like all the like less touristy and like hole in the wall things but are actually really cool. Like the
Yeah.
one what's it called? The first wine tasting that we did at Lake Como.
Hmm.
The one that was like in an alley.
Yeah.
That one
I
I
mean, they both
found.
were, but
Which one was the second one?
it was
No,
the one that we passed by, like up there in the corner.
the one where we were in the wine room with
Yeah,
like the
no, I
wine
know.
all around.
Yeah.
Um, that one I literally only found because I came across a video that literally had less than 100 likes. Like it wasn't even famous. It was just this girl that was just talking about. She's like, "Oh, I just came across this little bar here, and you can do wine tasting. You should come and see it." And I was like, you know what? You should go check it out because it's not like a big area. It's literally a hole in the wall,
Yep.
but it was great.
Yeah. It's things like that, and even on a larger scale, just like general knowledge, just world knowledge, history knowledge, math
About
knowledge. I mean, you can
anything.
learn anything about anything on TikTok. And like I said, some people are just gonna go out there and fuck around and put out bullshit information, but there are a lot of
There are verified
good,
users that are
yeah,
like
there's a lot
teachers,
of good stuff.
scientists.
Um, which is why, I mean, this is a whole separate conversation, but like I've talked about it before, and I'll minimize it right now. The whole TikTok ban and all the fire on social media for X, Y, and Z, bullshit. But like I said, that's a whole other thing. Um, yeah, school's a scam. Just go to TikTok University. I'm just kidding. Don't
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna go to school, go to school. You can learn things on TikTok, but don't base your whole fucking PhD on it.
Yeah, I guess. Come to TikTok after you get your PhD, then you can talk some facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, ending questions. What the fuck? We gotta work on that.
It's a work in progress,
All right. So what do we got here? If you had 24 hours to do whatever, what to do? Huh?
to do
Did you
whatever,
for?
what would you do? If you had 24 hours to do whatever, what would you do?
You should have said. It makes more to do whatever you want. What would you do?
No, I think if I had just put a comma after whatever, you would have been fine. Because then it's, if you had
Yeah,
24
because then
hours
this
to
is.
do whatever, what would you do?
Yeah, that's why you put a comma to do whatever. Would you? That's why. That's why it
No, you're
crashed.
just stupid. You don't know
No, no, no.
how to
You
read.
don't know how to
Just
punctuate
I do know how to
in
punctuate. I'm
English.
just writing real quick, but I would think somebody who has common sense, you would know after whatever.
Yeah.
Take a little
Look,
pause because you can mentally see the
my
comma there.
brain works better. If you had 24 hours to do whatever, comma, what would you do?
I would rob a bank and have fun.
Oh, so what is this, like the purge?
That's the way that I was thinking of it because it didn't.
How
It
did I
didn't.
know?
It
How did
didn't
I know? You're so
specify.
fucking insane. Some like the back of your head
Listen,
is honestly a serial killer.
You should be glad that I said rob a bank because that wasn't my first intention. My first intention was
Kill
the purge.
somebody.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't want to say that because I don't need the FBI coming for me.
I think they should. FBI.
Probably. You don't
I'll
want to be
keep it
in my
right here
brain.
for you.
I got a lot of things in my brain because let me say something really fucked up. But it's like every now and then I just think about that. If I was truly crazy, I could just like kill him whenever I want. Like I just think about this sometimes. Like there can really be some crazy people out there, and at any given point, you just
Yeah. I'm gonna sleep on the couch tonight.
I'm kidding. I'm not crazy. I mean the thoughts
You
are
are
back there,
crazy
but
because
I don't take
they are there. The difference between you and a murderer is that you don't act on it.
Yeah. So
So
I'm
yes,
fine.
you are crazy just internally.
Yeah, but everybody there's other people out there who think like me.
Yeah, and you're crazy.
Well, yeah. That's what I get for watching freaking Criminal Minds since I was 5 years old.
Yeah. What would I do in 24 hours? I do whatever.
I think it's like you have no limits. Like you can literally do whatever, or like you'll just be given anything if that's what you want.
Given anything?
Well, I mean, like I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you want. Cause like if you want to do something that would like require a lot of money, but you don't have the money, like you can still do it. There's just no limits.
I don't know. It's such a what? I don't know. What would I do if I really
You
could
wouldn't
just
want to rob
do
a bank.
anything? No, it doesn't really. Because wait, do I get to keep the money afterwards? Like, does anything just go in this 24-hour period and then you can just
Yeah,
move on?
it's like the purge. You got 24 hours, and then after you're there's no repercussions to it.
Mm.
I would
Well, I guess
100% rob a bank.
the easy thing to do, and I don't even because you guys know how I talk about money. I don't do that. I don't talk about that shit selfishly. I would probably go up to the richest person I could possibly find, or like if everybody could just bend to my will for a day, I would probably just hit up the richest person. Be like, yo, give me X amount of money. And then I would
I'd go full GTA mode. Rob a bank, run over some people,
I don't
punch
know.
somebody on the
Well,
sidewalk.
because that's just not how my mind works. I would want to go out there and get as much money as possible from whoever, and then set that up for us, our family, our friends, and then just everybody have a good time. Because I'm a nice, normal human being.
That's no fun.
It is fun for me because everybody's
I'm still
living a good
getting
life.
money. I'm not
Yeah,
going to get in trouble. I'm going to get the most money because guess what? I'm robbing the whole bank. I get all of it.
the thing is though, like, how much are you really gonna take from a bank? Because I feel like if you
If
just
you have no limits and I have 24 hours,
how much is really like physically in a bank at any given time?
a shit ton. There's a whole vault back there.
Yeah, but I'm asking how much
Well, I don't
does
know,
a
but
vault usually have?
there's a good amount.
How much money does a bank
Because I'm pretty. I mean, it
vault
definitely depends what bank you're going to.
have?
Like, if you're, like, you can't just go to a Wells Fargo. And I think if I asked for like $1 million in cash, I don't think they'd give it to me because it's a fucking Wells Fargo. I think it needs
You
to
just
be
call
more
Wells
of.
Fargo broke?
No, I'm just saying, like,
That's what?
obviously the rich people don't invest their money in a Wells Fargo. Like, they're going to higher up banks,
Look at this
and
shit. Most banks hold 5 to 15,000 in cash, but if you want more, you got to go to several branches.
that's what I'm talking about. You got to go to
Very
the
small banks
high
may
people.
only keep 50,000 or less on hand. Larger banks may keep as much as 200,000.
Exactly. So
What the fuck are you gonna do with $200,000?
you gotta hit up. I have 24 hours. I'm going to every bank that I possibly can.
You just gonna hit the strip of banks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would just be easier to like fucking walk into Donald Trump's house and be like, "Hey, you know those billions of dollars you have? Let me get one."
I guess that works
Instead of
too.
doing all this work, driving bank to bank, hey,
Well, because
put
it's
them up. I
fun.
opened the damn thing. All right, I'm walking out now with maybe
It's
15K.
fun because now you get to do anything that you're not going to get in trouble for. I'm going to take advantage.
Yeah.
Did you ever? Did we ever talk about this? When
No.
about the purge, where it was like momentarily a real thing for like 2 seconds?
feel like we did, but
Like so long ago. Like I'm pretty sure it was elementary. I was in like fourth or fifth grade, sixth the latest. But like this was when The Purge I think first came out. So whenever it was around that time, um, for some reason it started going around like The Purge is gonna happen.
well, yeah,
Like it was a real thing. There was a date and everything, and me and my friend made a list.
I I do remember that people, but that's just one of those like social media things. It wasn't
No,
like
yeah,
really gonna happen.
it
It
was like a
was
little banner that people made, and it was like The Purge is happening at this time.
yeah, it's like when people say they were gonna raid Area 50 fucking one. That shit was
God,
never happening.
we still need to do that, man. Somebody's got to get
I
on
mean,
that.
it happened. It's just that a bunch of Naruto geeks went and did it.
Well, yeah, that's the
Fucking
problem.
Naruto running up to the gate
We
like they were
need
really doing something.
we need something real here because I gotta see what's back there.
There's nothing back there. I'm fairly certain at this point.
That's where the moon landing was filmed.
Okay. Um, I'm fairly certain that Area 51 is just
It's a decoy.
a decoy. So why we stormed, quote unquote, Area 51, that was fucking pointless.
Yeah. At this point, maybe they did have some things back there at some point, but because of
Or
how
maybe it's
big it
like a
became,
double, what's it called? Double, what's it called?
I don't know.
Like when you fake somebody out.
I have no clue.
Like in poker.
I don't know shit about poker.
Like when you got your poker face, when you fake somebody out like 2 times. But maybe they want us to think it's a decoy, but it's actually the place. But then
Well,
what if they want us to think that, but then it's actually not the place?
Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying. We got to go in there, see what's going on, and then we figure out the rest later. Because I just want to know because
pretty sure
it's
there's
still
nothing.
guarded for a reason. There was something there at some point. There's definitely still something. Maybe just not like as important. Important shit is gone. That's hidden somewhere that we definitely don't know about, or we might. Because you remember that one time where like that metal triangle was found in the middle of the canyon or something, and it was like aliens. What is this? No.
I don't really pay attention to the alien talk.
Oh.
I just assume they're real because in a vast universe, there has to be other life.
They built the pyramids.
Okay.
They're real.
I can believe they're real because, like I said,
I want to see
the
one.
universe is massive. There's no way we're the only beings in this universe.
No,
There's no fucking
100%.
way. So the question is, are they all just happening to be in America? Because you don't hear about this shit elsewhere in the world.
Well, because fucking America's stupid.
Exactly. So my theory is that we're all just idiots in America, at least.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like people walking around hunting for Bigfoot.
I wish,
I'll swear.
I wish I had the access to that stuff. Like I just want to know.
Because look,
I just want to know what's happening.
I saw just recently that Donald Trump, he was fucking president for 4 years, and he might be president again, God willing.
Please.
He saw the shit. Like he was literally president, and not even he believes it right now. Because this podcast came out recently. I think he was on the Logan Paul podcast.
He was.
He said, "I've seen the files. I've seen the shit. I've been in meetings. I've talked to the people that claim it, and they are like really set. But me personally, he's just not. Nope. He doesn't take part in it.
Yeah.
That for me says something.
Oh, for sure. But that just goes. There are so many things that have proven it. Because even for the people who have claimed to gone in space and moon or whatever, the reason, because obviously there's a big talk of like, well, we went up to space. Why don't we go up as often, or why don't we go here anymore? And there's been interviews of people talking about like, we saw some shit and we're not going back.
That's feasible. It's like I mean, that's kind of.
It's also hard to believe that though, because those were also some people that claim to have gone on the moon and said like, oh, well, when I was looking into the darkness on the other side of the moon, we saw something. It scared us, so we left, and we're not going back. But nobody ever went on the moon, so.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, which one was it? Transformers 3. You know, Dark of the Moon. They went to the dark side and they saw some shit. Except in that movie, they actually attempted to go back. I think. Yeah, they did, but they sent the Autobots, not humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's definitely out. There's
I
something.
believe that there's something. I just don't think that humans, or at least in recent history, have seen it. To be honest, because for a little president to come out and be like, "Yeah, I've been in the meetings. I've seen the shit. I've talked to the people." Nah, I don't know. Trump to me seems like real enough that if there was something to confirm, he maybe wouldn't flat out say it because that's OPSEC. Like you can't say that
Well, I
shit.
think that's why he reacts the way that he is, because obviously he can't show.
But I
Because
feel like
you're the
he would
president.
give something.
I don't think so, because that's literally scaring the whole world and causing chaos. And
Yeah,
God knows, freaking America is crazy. Who knows what they would do if the president came forward and said, "Yeah, aliens are real." People would go berserk. People already act stupid with Area 51 being what it is.
people are acting stupid all over. There's wars going on in the world. What the fuck is the difference if we know if aliens exist or not?
I don't know. I think there's shit that they know that we don't. So there's
Well, of
definitely a
course, there's
reason why they're not going to just easily come forward and say this. Maybe there's a deal with the aliens and the people, and aliens say, you know, if you're telling us, then we're going to blow up Earth. I don't know.
maybe I don't know.
That may be the thing. I think people are scared of the aliens because aliens, and we've been threatened.
We've uh maybe
That sounds believable.
yeah. I don't know. They're real. I just don't know if they've all been seen in only America ever. That just seems annoying to me.
To be fair, we don't see news out here. All we ever see, the stuff that comes out on articles, is like just what we see in America.
Yeah,
We don't listen to European news.
that's what makes me so skeptical about it is because you only ever hear about it in America. I've never heard any other part of the world talk about it.
Well, maybe I gotta do some research, see what the news is talking about on this side of town.
And wasn't there that one time earlier this year, I think, that like Mexico or somebody claimed to have an alien body, but look who fucking got
That
their hands on
was
it.
that,
America.
that was Mexico. That's
America
funny.
ended up taking the fucking thing. So like who cares? It This is just a whole ploy, I think, from America to just like be cool or whatever. Oh, we have aliens. I don't know. Stupid. Anyways, on to the second question. 30 minutes later. Two things you'd like to ask your pet.
Does he love us?
I would,
Genuinely, I would
yeah,
want to ask that.
genuinely, I would like to ask Guy if he like actually loves us.
I just like want to know when they're happy or when they're mad at us. Like what? When I don't know. I just want to know what they feel. I hate
Yeah,
that you can't tell. Like
cause it,
obviously they show signs and shit, but like at the same time you never
yeah,
really know.
yeah.
We
I
just
would
hope
want
he's
to
loved.
know if he loves us and if he is happy.
Yeah. Those are pretty I don't know what
Cause
else
like,
I
what
would
else are
ask
you
him.
really gonna ask him? Oh, do you have to shit, sir?
I mean, that would be a lot easier than taking him out and him going for 2 seconds and then coming back in. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess those are.
he does well with his potty stuff now, so like he knows to go to the door. So that's not a question we have to ask. I want to know if he loves us or like if he's happy with us.
Yeah.
So otherwise, if he's not, I gotta stop spending my money. Kick this guy to the curb.
He's. I think he's happy with. I saw something. I saw a video earlier of, um, this girl was just talking about like the dog that she rescued or whatever, and I guess it came from a bad family, but behaves really well with her. So then she was asking the trainer like, I don't see why they would give her up because she's so good with me. And then the trainer was saying like, well, dogs can recognize when they're in a good family and a bad family. So if they're acting bad towards one, then it's because they know that they're just not treating them the way that they should be.
Yeah, yeah, he does well with us. I mean, he can be a bit bitey with me, but it's just because we're playing.
That's the other thing that I want to know though. Like, are you biting me because you want to play with me, or are you biting me because you're mad at me? Like, what's
No, because no, not one of his bites that we've physically received are like a mean bite.
Well, he's also a baby.
Yeah, he's also a baby, but you can still tell when he's mad or he's not. Because whenever he's mad, like if we blow in his face, he'll make that like you can see his face physically get mad. But
Yeah, I
not
guess.
once when he's bit us like on our hand or arms. He's never done that. Like he literally bites us because he's like teething or like it's just one of those things. Like we're playing and things happen. He
I mean, yeah, they
also
bite their brothers and sisters when they play.
yeah, so I don't it's not like that. It's really not like that. So I think he likes us and in the heat of play and like whenever he's just munching, like shit happens. He's never actually gotten mad at us. He's gotten mad at me because I've
He's the only one who gets vicious with him
yeah,
or
because
play aggressively.
like bro, for me at some point I stopped doing it, right? But he kept eating grass and he just kept putting shit in his mouth and like I have to go in there and dig for it. And I guess the way that I was doing it, because I would like flip him on his back, put my hand down his fucking mouth, like he didn't like it. So then at some point he started getting mad. And then that's where I got this last pretty good two slashes on my pointer finger on my right hand. And that's kind of where I stopped doing it. So now I just kind of like he knows to let go because now I bend over and I start like smacking his face. He lets go now, which is fine. But
Yeah, it's the same as if somebody's trying to shove your finger down your throat. Like, you're not gonna like it.
yeah, so we're doing good now. I think he's happy. Um, he doesn't get mad at us, and like when I get home and like sit on the couch and stuff, he'll start like biting on my uniform, but it's not because he's trying to eat me. He's just he's
He
a
just
puppy.
eats.
He's
He eats
teething.
everything.
He's just biting shit. So yeah, we're good. I think we're good. I
Yeah.
think I just want that verbal confirmation though.
No, yeah, obviously, because I mean they can't express themselves, so you just want to make sure that you're
Yeah,
giving them what they need. But I think we give him plenty and show him
we
all the
give him
love
more
and
than enough.
affection.
We
Yeah,
sure do. And even when he barks, they're never vicious barks. Whenever he
yeah,
barks, is like it's either play barking or he just wants attention barking.
yeah. More like cries. He just whines a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're good. He's waking up right now. He's making noises, licking his wee wee and stuff. We're almost out of here, Sky. We just got one last question. If you were a ghost, how would you haunt people?
I feel like I want to be like I want to throw shit off the walls and stuff. I want to be like the scary ghost.
Throw shit off the walls, like, dude, they spent money on that. That's just an inconvenience.
No, well, maybe something that's
What are
not
you
gonna
gonna do? You
break.
better pick it up and fucking fix it or something.
No, I'll just make sure it's something that doesn't break. Like throw a stuffy off the bed or something. Like
Because like you go and take a frame off the wall, like come
no,
on, man,
yeah,
that's
no.
money and glass that's now on the floor. Like in this economy, really, like people don't have that kind of money to just have a ghost throwing shit, plates and cups. Like come on, man, it's a
Yeah,
tough world we live in.
I will throw light things that won't break, just to make it known. Like, hey, I'm here. Peekaboo.
Yeah, I don't
Slam some doors.
I don't think I'd do much of the haunting. I think I'd probably take more of like a guardian angel kind of role. Like if a car's coming your way, I'm gonna make it suddenly go another way.
Yeah, or just like you slightly redirect them a different path before somebody has an
Or
accident
yeah,
on the
or
other one.
just make you think like, oh, I just happened to trip on this fucking rock, or like I don't know. I'm gonna do stuff to protect you
You
as
know,
a ghost or spirit.
I saw this video. I don't really know how true this is, but it sounded good in the moment. Um, of this girl posted a video of like the big pickup trucks, and you know when you're stuck behind a pickup truck, they freaking drive 2 miles an hour, so you're just driving very slow. Um, but the caption on the video was like, "Oh, my mom told me that anytime that you see a pickup truck, it's really a guardian angel telling you to like slow down because who knows what would happen if you like sped and went across it, and then God forbid you get in a freaking accident right across just because you wanted to speed up in front of a pickup truck."
I'm
I don't
pretty
know how
sure
true
that
that is, but
that probably came from either somewhere in the Midwest, the West, or the South, where they're just like a bunch of fucking Ford F-150s everywhere. That sounds like the
But
most
like,
yeehaw shit I've ever heard.
no, not like that kind of truck, like a semi, like a big ass, or like a
Oh,
garbage truck, or like a plow truck or something like that. Not like a regular truck,
oh,
like
then I don't know.
a literal
That
semi.
sounds weird to me. I mean, it could be.
I don't know. I think it was just a point of like slow down and just relax. Same thing that I saw something about dogs. Like when you get a dog, you gotta take your time with some stuff, or like things will take longer because now you gotta do something for them before you go on to your next thing. And it's like getting a dog is just like teaching you to slow down in life and enjoy things.
Yeah. I've also just taken that sign to uh not even just trucks, but like even in just random traffic. Like, 'cause sometimes you'll be in a rush and you're like, bro, get the fuck out the way. But
You never
I don't
know.
know. To me, though, I mean, that's guardian angels. That's whatever. Like, I'll always look at that as a sign from God. Just be like, yo, chill the fuck out. Sometimes, because it. Oh, I've just seen that. It's this random guy on TikTok that just popped up. He makes those videos where it's like where life is really testing you that day. Like your backpack or shirt gets hooked on the doorknob,
Mm-hmm.
fucking dumb shit like that. That just made me think of that. But yeah, I mean, sometimes shit just happens to like test your patience or like just tell you like chill the fuck out.
Yeah. Sometimes all you need is that 10, 20, 30-second delay.
Yeah.
That might save you. Who
Yep.
knows?
Yeah, I would definitely not be like a haunting kind of ghost. I would be more of a guardian angel kind of ghost or spirit or angel, however you want to think of it. I'd be the type of ghost to be like, hope nobody's watching, but I'm gonna take a couple dollars out of this guy's wallet and maybe throw it in somebody I like's wallet. And then you'll find it one day and be like, oh my god, where'd this come from?
I'm curious if like
Bless you with some dollars.
I don't think that's possible, but I wonder like how ghosts work. Like, you transport or do you float everywhere?
You mean you mean like teleport?
Yeah,
Transport.
same thing. Same thing. It's like,
Um,
do they just like baby sky?
yeah, I know, buddy, you're up. I know.
Like, do they just they're floating along the sidewalk the way that we walk and go places?
You have
Or
something to say?
oh, now he wants to stop.
He was just whining. That's why I put the mic to his mouth. I thought he would keep whining.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if ghosts just like they can just be like, I want to go here, and then they go, or they gotta travel the way that we travel, or is it just like a like always from above type of thing, and they just have control everywhere? I don't know. That's so weird. Because it's like obviously there's like when things do happen, and like ghost things, and like things are being flown or touched, doors closing. It's like, is that happening because it's well, if you look at videos of people who like try to get recordings of like where you can see the shape, and like you see figures. So it was like they're actually here and they just float away and then fly somewhere else. I don't know.
I don't know. Um, Kind of the same thing that I felt when we went to St. Augustine on that ghost tour. I just didn't like. I don't know. The whole thing felt like a gimmick to me. So I don't know.
Well, it feels like that because you don't really believe in it.
I mean, I believe that there are spirits. I believe people have spirits and souls, and but I just think I have a different perspective of belief on all that. I don't think ghosts and spirits are just living on the same plane that we do, except we just can't see them. Like that's just weird to me.
Yeah, but then what are the figures that people see? Sky.
Like I said, like you have something to say?
This man.
Exactly. Uh That's why I say like that all the little gadgets, like that one the iPad screen that had the one app that could see the little kids on the stool.
Well,
That's a fucking game to me. Are you kidding me?
that's what I'm saying. Like you're just the wrong person to bring into that
I
side
mean,
of things because that
I
it's
don't
not just an I like there are professionals who use the same shit.
okay, the way I saw it is that was an iPad hooked up to an Xbox 360
That's
fucking
what
camera.
yeah, but it's not.
How is that detecting a ghost?
Obviously it's going to use similar technology because yeah, Connect is meant to read a body. It's going to use similar technology. It's going to look the same, but literally professionals use the same shit.
Yeah. But the one that really threw me over the edge was the Which one was it? The little light thing?
The circle one?
Yeah, the circle one that would like make noises every now and then. But not the
Yeah.
beeping, the one with the voices or whatever.
Oh, the voice box. I freaking hate voice boxes. Voice boxes scare the shit out of me.
I That one is what throws me over the edge because I'm like, bro, how do you know that shit's not just picking up like random radio signals of like people on the radio and you just hear it for like
No,
a quick
but
flash of a
that's
second?
the point. That you are using radio signals, but the point is that the spirit is coming through the radio signals and picking out those words.
So what do they think they are? A fucking bumblebee from the Transformers?
Well, they're freaking spirits. They have the ability to do anything.
Hmm. But the other little beeping one with the lights, that one's funny to me. 'Cause what
But
is that?
well, that one never went off properly.
Yeah, the one. Well, that's
Which I'm glad it didn't because if it did, then I would have really shat myself because that one specifically needs to be touched. Like in the room, in that moment, right there, touch. So thankfully that one didn't go off.
you just licked the fucking mic, dude.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but he licked it.
Yeah, the mic definitely picked it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the, the thing is that like I believe in souls. I believe because look,
I mean, yeah, we talked
believing,
about this whole thing once we
yeah,
got back to the house and
yeah,
like what it
believing
was.
in Jesus and God and heaven and hell. Like I believe in some in that afterlife. I just think my version of after, dude. If you're not gonna talk in the mic, then shut the fuck up. We're coming. Have some
He
patience.
wants attention.
I just think my perspective of it or my idea of it is just a bit different because, like I said, I don't see how any given soul or spirit of a child can just be in the same sky.
Just keep talking. He's not gonna stop until we get up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say. I just see it differently. But the gadgets just really throw me over the edge. It's hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
Well, that's the only way that we can talk to them. I can't sit here and stare at the wall and be like, "Hey, talk to me."
Well, no, you can't. But
Exactly.
the
We gotta
iPad
go
hooked
to
up
other
to an
things.
Xbox 360
Oh my
camera,
goodness,
it's
it's
just
just
funny.
the
It's just funny.
technology.
But it's funny. You can't sit there and look at it and tell me it's not funny.
I mean, maybe, but like, I don't see it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I would just be a guardian angel type of guy. Fucking just like protect you if you're about to die. Somehow make you not die, or like I said, just bless you with a few extra dollars that day in your wallet. Oops, how'd that get there?
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, guys, that is the end of today's episode.
Yeah, I have to pee.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. We gotta go take out this stinky. Um, any last words?
Watch these vlogs, part 1 and part 2 of our 2-year wedding anniversary vacation to the Dolomites.
Yes, they are out finally a week later.
Yeah.
They're here. They're uploaded. They should be uploaded by tomorrow. At
Yeah.
least the second one will be.
This second one is gonna be up in the next like maybe hour. It's just that I'm sorry for the late upload, guys. If you were even paying attention to when it uploaded, it's supposed to be up at 6 p.m. our time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, but like the Wi-Fi cut out earlier, like literally shut down and had to reconnect to the satellites and shit. So we had a bit of a hiccup there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch parts 1 and 2. drop a little like on those, subscribe, and also for this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe. Yeah, but these are your lines. I'm gonna shut
I
up.
mean, you already said the beginning. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars if you're listening to us on Spotify. Go ahead and follow that too, so you're notified whenever we get posted. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. See you guys next week for whatever we have for you.
Yes.
And the podcast.
Yes, Sirski. Oh man, I was gonna say something. Good afternoon. My name is Russell.
Okay. I'm gonna go pee. Stay blessed, guys.
We'll see you guys later.